because, yes, sir.
Pardon me, and it's important the point you made. Let's have powerful institutions, not powerful people. Nobody should be able to just, willy-nilly, unilaterally make decisions. NIMSA released a statement, which you referenced earlier. Some of the points made in that statement is that the Commission says that it offers name verification and other services through licensed partners. However, it says that Express Verify is not one of the Commission's licensed partners. Regarding the protection of Nigeria's data, it says that top-level security is in place to protect the NIN and other personal data of every citizen and legal resident. That's a statement signed by the head of corporate communications. Also spoke about an investigation that has been sanctioned, or at least that has been commissioned into all of this. So we expect that we get the outcome of that investigation. I see you smiling. It's like you've seen this before. Maybe you are, I imagine what you're expecting, but it's important to stay with the process, ensure the right questions are asked, which is why we're doing this, and make sure that we do right by Nigerians, essentially. But I mean, it won't be fair of us to have this conversation without giving Nigerians the appropriate toolkit to protect their data, because it's everybody's job. Fine, you cannot control the one that you've warehoused, but at least you can control the one you expose personally as well. So if you can walk us through some of those things we need to watch out for to protect ourselves, at least the way we can.
Okay. Thank you, Harry. The reason I was smiling is because, we've been here so many times. Maybe I'm getting old and jaded. I honestly, I'm tempted not to expect too much, but I know while I'm sort of not expecting too much to happen, I'm also doing the best I can through Paradigm Initiative to make sure that we ask the right questions. And I love NIMS's statements because they've made the job simple. They basically said, it's either primary breach through us or secondary breach through someone that we licensed. So that makes it easy. We are grateful that they said that, and I hope they know that's what they said. In terms of protecting ourselves, so there are many things you can do. And I think the first thing is the consciousness that your data is yours. So the next time someone says, give me your data, give me your data, the first thought that should come to your mind is, what does this person need? And let me give you a practical example. You go for a meeting or you go to a building to gain access, and they tell you to write your name, your phone number, your home address, your name. Of course, that's a joke. They won't tell you to write your name. When they say write all these things, please ask questions. What do they need your home address for if you are visiting the building for 1 hour? What do they need your mobile number for? Some people will say they need your mobile number in case there's an emergency in the building. That's fine. Let's assume you don't have an alarm and a microphone to announce to everybody. And if you give the number, you can give the number. But the other question you need to ask is, why is it always that when you go to those buildings, where you write your name and number, you can see everybody else's names and numbers? I used to joke with a public institution in Abuja whenever I go there, and I'll tell them, I'll bring out my phone and say, if I take a picture here, and I'll point to them the names of 2, in quotes, big individuals who have been there and wrote their addresses, that I can easily go to these people's houses to go and, steal. Of course, I wouldn't do that because I know what the law would do if I try it, and I'm not even interested. I'm busy doing my job. But guess what? Somebody can easily just go to any public building where there are names and numbers and addresses to be collecting information. At times you are wondering, how did they get my mobile number? It is a meeting you went to that you wrote your mobile number, even though the meeting already had your mobile number and your email address before inviting you. So that's number one. Be conscious. Don't always give data that people don't need. Number two, when next you want to either use a public system, or you want to use your mobile phone, you want to plug your phone in a public space, please be conscious. Don't leave your devices around. And I see this happen a lot. People will plug their laptop, leave it open, and then go to the restroom and come back. Or somebody will leave their phone. Don't forget, on these phones now, we have our entire data, our entire life. Your bank app is there. We know that there are certain individuals who stop people on the road now and say, open your app. We've had police cases like that. But at times, you even leave your own phone. So that's another case. Number three is, please protect your devices, either using a PIN or a password. We have all this training, a Paradigm Initiative, about how to create passwords and make sure. And I'll give very practical advice here. Many people use the same simple password because they want to remember. Do you know that you can use other pins apart from your birthday? Because if you use your pin as your birthday, somebody will find it on social media easily, especially when you get a balloon. They will know that's your birthday and your password. That's all. But do you know that for passwords, you can use your local language? You don't have to write in English all the time. Because if you use your local language and you put spaces in between and you change between characters and numbers and special characters, you increase the amount of work that the average hacker will need to do before they get access to your devices or get access to your information. So if you are Yoruba, for example, and your password is banana, that's easy. Anybody can guess that. If you capitalize B and capitalize A at the end, that increases sophistication. If you change A to at and you change B to 8, that increases sophistication. If you create spaces between B space, A space, N space, that increases the sophistication. But you can then, as a Yoruba person, decide, confuse the hacker and use, which one do you want to use? Gbenga, Paranta. Write it. That is a good password because it is your local language and you will give the person a tough job before they know whether they are going to use Paranta or Gbenga. So these are some of the easy ways we can protect ourselves. But the final one I want to say is that there is now a Data Protection Act, maybe two more. There's a Data Protection Act. This Data Protection Act protects you. Please, I beg you, go to ndpc.gov.ng, download this act, read it, and understand your rights. As the person whose data is being used, understand your rights. And if you feel there has been any breach, somebody who suddenly sends you messages because you went to a meeting and a message that is not related to the meeting, you have a right. We need more lawsuits in Nigeria to protect our data. We need more people to be punished. Let's make it expensive for data to be breached. And finally, if you would allow, there is a toolkit that Paradigm Initiative has produced called Ayeta. Ayeta is a Yoruba word that means bulletproof. And the idea we're trying to pass across is you can have a bulletproof on your data and on your digital presence. It is Ayeta, AYETA.Africa. AYETA.Africa. The toolkit is available there in English. And if anyone is watching.
All right. All right. Thank you so much, especially for those invaluable tools, about how to protect our personal information. We must anchor it there at this point. Mr. Gbenga Sesan is Executive Director, Paradigm Initiative. Thank you very much for your time. All right.